After taking a short break, we are glad to welcome you back to the Hoosier Myths and Legends podcast.
I'm Rebecca Wilhelm.
I'm Mary Quigley.
And I'm Hope Wilhelm.
Join us as we dive into the spookier side of the Hoosier state.
So what comes to your mind when you think of Indiana? Do you think of corn? Do you think of basketball? Do you think of the Indianapolis 500? Maybe you think of famous celebrities who were born in Indiana, like John Mellencamp or Michael Jackson.
But as the saying goes, there is more than corn in Indiana. 92 counties make up the Hoosier state. In this podcast, we are going to discuss some Indiana folklore from each of these counties. If you are into tall tales, ghosts, or spooky legends, then this is a podcast you are not going to want to miss.
This episode is from Ripley County, Indiana.
Just outside of Osgood, Indiana, is a stretch of road that has a very mysterious past. Legend claims that this road is cursed by demonic spirits. For decades, people traveling this stretch of road have reported seeing and feeling strange things. Tales of murder and apparitions plague the road. In the 1990s, a notorious murder took place along the road. This murder rocked the small community and made headlines. Many locals believe demonic spirits are responsible for the murder. We are going to explore some of the legends of the road that locals refer to as the Devil's Elbow.
I have been fascinated by this road since you first told me about it.
Yes, I first heard about this road when I was working as a Head Start teacher. I had a family who lived out that way, and we got to talking about ghost stories.
We actually took a ride out to the road, and it was creepy. Even in the daytime, it was unsettling.
The one thing that jumps out at me right from the start is that there is not a whole lot of information out there about the road.
No, that is true. There is not a whole lot one will find by Googling the road.
The same stories come up over and over about the road, though.
Yes, I noticed that as well.
That is something that you will notice right away by Googling. We will mostly be talking about the few things you can find online and going by local folklore and hearsay.
So the first thing that I find very interesting about the road is that this is yet another road where there is said to be a mysterious woman in white who walks along the road.
Yes, it feels like Indiana seems to be a home for these wandering women.
This woman in white, however, is not roaming the road in the middle of the night all alone.
You are right, Hope. Legend says that this woman in white is seen sobbing and walking along the road, holding a crying baby close to her breast.
When motorists pass a woman by and they look at her face, they notice something very unsettling about her.
What is it?
What do people see?
Well, when people look at her face, they notice that she has red, glowing eyes.
Nope. I'm out.
Me too. Man, if I saw that, I'd be speeding my way out of there.
Yeah, there's no way.
Are there any legends that tell who this woman is?
Well, Lady in White legends seem to be very common. There are so many of them.
This is true.
No one knows. Some say that it's a woman who was killed along with her baby in a carriage accident back in the horse and buggy days.
The red eyes make me think of something evil or unholy.
Like a demon.
And that is a legend as well, that the lady is not a spirit of a living person. Some people believe that she is one of the many demons that roam the area at night.
There are tales of murder along the road as well.
Yes, according to the Indiana Genealogy Trails website, There was an incident that occurred back in 1899 in a house located along the Devil's Elbow Road.
According to the website, on the evening of May 28, 1899, Frank Moody was shot with a revolver and seriously wounded at a dance. The dance was at the Stegemoller home, which was located on the Devil's Elbow Road.
The article says that alcohol was served.
Yeah, from the article, it seems like the liquor may have been thought to have caused the shooting to happen.
John Young and John Brown of Osgood were arrested for shooting Moody.
I could not verify whether Moody lived or passed from his injuries.
Well, the article doesn't say. The only thing we know for certain is that both Young and Brown were able to pay a bond of just $1,000 each for the preliminary trial, which would have been a lot of money at that time. And the trial was set for June the 16th of 1899.
And that's not the only strange crime on the road. Like other ghost stories, we have covered this road as a true crime story attached to it.
According to several court documents, on the evening of June 21st, 1991, 5 friends were driving around the area, stopping at bars and drinking, when they finally ended up along a secluded section of Devil's Elbow Road. The group talked for a while and shared a bottle of rum.
At one point, 2 of the men, Brian Horan and Gary Bennett Jr., ended up in an argument over Bennett allegedly having an affair with Horan's wife. The argument turned physical. Horan and another man from the group, Michael Owens, began to beat Bennett, and they slammed his head against the car door, eventually leaving him along the Devil's Elbow Road.
Wow, that's crazy.
It is crazy.
After going home to clean up, take showers, and change their clothes, the men returned to find Bennett leaning against a fence post. Shocked that he was able to get up at all, the men became enraged, and they beat Bennett a second time, and this time he died from his injuries.
The men put the body in the trunk of the car and tried to come up with a way to dispose of it.
Luckily, the car ended up stalling and needed to be jump-started by a neighbor. This neighbor is the one who turned them into the police.
The police found the burnt-out remains of the car with Bennett's body in the back the next morning. The men were arrested, they were convicted of murder, and sent to prison.
2 big crimes on the same road? Seems odd.
It does seem odd, and that's the big question people are trying to answer.
I also find it interesting that the car stalled along the road, because this is one of the many legends about the road. People say that cars stall or the power will dim, but as soon as they leave the area, the problems are gone.
So are the evil spirits causing these people to commit violent crimes? I guess we will never know.
If you travel along the Devil's Elbow at night, please be respectful of the area and also be safe.
Have you experienced anything strange in Osgood, Indiana at the Devil's Elbow? Are there some legends about the road that we missed? We would love to hear about it. Please send us an email to HoosierMythsAndLegends@gmail.com. We may use it in a later episode. In the email, let us know if you wish to remain anonymous.
To see our source material, please visit our website, HoosierMythsAndLegends.com. Please find us and follow us on Facebook or on Instagram.
Our theme song was written and recorded by Wet Blanket. The song title is Taxidermy Race Car. Wet Blanket is frontman Joseph Carpenter, lead guitar Earl Wilhelm, rhythm guitar Joshua Carpenter, bass Parker Warman, and drums Christian Kittle.
Thank you to all of our listeners. We appreciate all of your support, especially with us taking our little short hiatus. If you like what you hear, please don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on whatever podcast platform you are listening to us through. Your comments and likes, they help others find us. Thank you for tuning in to Hoosier Myths and Legends.
As always, stay spooky.